Hello, beautiful members. Today, I'm going to walk you through a guided yoga practice for the luteal phase of your cycle. So we're going to stay low and slow and grounded for this movement practice. I will meet you on my mat. Take a minute to get all set up with whatever props you want, and we'll get started. We're going to start our practice today lying down flat on our backs. You can let your legs be out nice and long if you would like, or you're welcome to cross at the ankles and relax with bent knees. And just taking a moment here, hands can rest on the side of the body or on the belly, whichever feels best. And just really starting to connect with your breath. A nice long, slow inhale in through the nose. And a long, slow exhale out through the nose. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Really flowing with the rhythms of your breath. We'll take 5 more rounds here. On your next inhalation, if the knees are open, we'll start to draw them back in together. Bent knees, soles of the feet on the floor here. You can gently round the low back, tuck the tailbone. Then start to draw one knee and then the other in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. And we'll roll here in small circles, just massaging that low back. And taking those circles around in the other direction. We'll take a minute to loosen up the hips, soles of the feet to the sky, grabbing big toes or outer edges of the feet. Start to draw the thighs, the quads down towards the floor, coming into that happy baby. Really drop your shoulders down to the mat, broad across the chest here as well. The exhalation will release, draw the knees together. Here we're going to take the right ankle up over the left knee, so making like the shape of the number 4. And here arms wrap around, hands wrap around that left hamstring, and we start to draw the legs in as we keep that right knee pressing open towards the side here. We're stretching into that right hip in this figure 4 shape. If this feels easy for you, you're welcome to add on, taking the right foot into the inside of the left elbow. Right shin stays nice and long, parallel here. And then releasing that left foot down to the mat. You can stay bent, or you're welcome to lengthen it out long. And so this is like that pigeon pose, but lying down on our backs. Staying with that nice deep breath. Beautiful. When you're ready to release, gently let go. If you have that foot in the crease of the elbow, we'll come back here with both of the knees next to one another. And we'll just start to take a twist. We're going to tip those knees over to the left side to start. Knees to the left, that right shoulder, right ribs drawing down towards the mat. Left hand pressing down on the tops of those legs. Next, inhale, draw the knees to center. Use your core muscles to lift the legs. And then we'll take that hip stretch on the other side, left ankle just above that right knee. Bending both the knees here, that left knee starts to open up towards the side wall. Hands wrap around that right hamstring. And when you're ready, starting to draw the legs in towards the body. And again, if you wanted that supine pigeon variation, you can take the sole of the left foot inside the right elbow, taking it a little deeper, releasing the right foot down to the floor, or simply holding here right where you are, breathing into that left hip. It's an exhale when you're ready to release. Knees come to stack next to each other. This time, twisting over to the right. Knees come to the right side. Left shoulder, left ribs rolling towards the floor on that left side. Next, inhale, bring those knees back up to center. Give them a nice big squeeze. Beautiful. From here, crossing at the ankles, you can hold the backs of the legs here. We're going to start to rock and roll on the spine. If that feels comfortable, coming up to a pause and back down. Taking a few. And then when you're ready, rolling all the way up, feet come really close in towards the hips. We're going to plant the hands and start to step it back towards the top of a push-up into that high plank. And from here, we're going to draw the shoulders down the back. Nice deep breath. Fingers spread wide, lifting up through the shoulder blade slightly, not sinking down into it, really lifting up nice and strong, integrity in that core. Beauteous. And with an exhale, drop the knees down to the mat, stretching into the hips here, toes together, knees wide, sit it back, take a child's pose, really lengthen long. Nice deep breath. Next inhale, bring it back up towards that tabletop shape. Knees come in beneath your hips. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we're going to stretch into the chest, taking this into our puppy pose. The arms walk out long, and the chest starts to sink down between the shoulders. Hips come up over top of the knee. Forehead can come to the mat or the chin. And feeling that stretch into the chest, into the shoulders. With an inhale, we'll rise it back up. Slide those hands in underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, taking a round of cat-cow, loosen up that spine. Inhale here, roll the shoulders down the back. Lift the tailbone, chest, and gaze. Exhale, round it out. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, round it out. Last one, on the inhale, start to lift it up. On the exhale, tuck your toes, start to shift back, hips towards the heels, and then slide the hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog, knees stay bent to start. Pedaling out the feet here, giving the legs a little bit of length, starting to walk them out. Keeping the hips pointing up nice and high. As you're ready, deep into both of the knees. Get those hips up way towards the sky. Point that butt up to the ceiling. And then from there, lengthening through the legs if you'd like. Maybe straightening all the way out, dropping the heels to the mat. Or simply finding your length wherever that is for you today. Nice deep breath. Next, inhalation, lift the heels off the mat, hips draw to the sky, belly pulls in. Look up to your thumbs. Draw your thighs really close to your chest as you start to step forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale, extend halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, extend halfway. Exhale and fold. This time, inhale, rise through that halfway lift. Come all the way up, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands come down to the side of the body, Samasthiti. Coming into sun salutation A, we'll inhale, sweep the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, your version of chaturanga, knees, chest, and chin, or lowering through that push-up, elbows in at the ribs. Inhale to lift, upward facing dog, roll the shoulders back, pull that belly in. Exhale, lift with the hips, downward facing dog. Next, inhale, lift the heels, take that gaze up to the thumbs and step the feet to the hands. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms, rise it all the way up. Reach up, look up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Same thing, second round. Inhale, rise. Flowing with your own breath. Exhale when you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, your version of chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing, lift those hips high and we'll hold here. Next, inhalation, lift the heels, look to the thumbs, step the feet up to the hands, and exhale to fold. Inhale, rise it all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti. We'll take this to sun salute B. Inhale, bend your knees, sit your hips back, lift the arms. Exhale when you fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to plank. Moving through that chaturanga. Upward dog and downward dog. Plant your left foot, inhale, right foot steps forward between the hands. Arms arise up, warrior one. Exhaling when you come down. Right foot steps back, optional vinyasa, plank, up dog, and down dog. Plant your right foot, left foot comes forward. As it does, thigh to the chest, step the foot forward. Inhale, sweep the arm. Exhale when you come back down. Again, optional vinyasa, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Vinyasa is plank, up dog, down dog. Inhale, lift the heels, gaze to the thumbs, step or float, feet to hands. Exhale when you fold. Inhale to rise it up, knees bend. Exhale, standing, straighten the legs, Samasthiti. Same thing, round two. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back through that vinyasa. Planting the left foot, inhale, right foot steps forward, warrior one. Exhale when you come down. Taking your vinyasa. And then we move right into the left side. Warrior one. Keep that belly pulling in. We'll meet back and hold downward facing dog. Take your left foot, step it in a little bit closer in towards the midline of the mat. Inhale, take the right leg high, three-legged dog. On an exhale, draw your right knee forward between the elbows, thigh comes up towards the chest. Take a hover and hold. Inhale, drive the right leg back up to the sky. Exhale, take the right leg forward, just like that again, and this time step it down between the hands. Coming into your runner's lunge. Dropping that left hip down towards the mat, broadening through the chest. Nice deep breath here. And then we'll exhale, drop your back knee down. Start to rise up with the chest, pull that belly in. With the belly pulled in, you might release the back toe and sink that left hip forward. Hands can come onto that right thigh and pressing away, belly pulled in. Beautiful. Exhale when you're ready. Hands come down to the mat. And we'll just gently shift back, lengthening that right thigh. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, tuck the chin and fold. And you want to keep this back hip stacked above the knee. We don't want to sit way back into it. That's taking integrity out of the stretch. We want to stay nice and stacked here, really stretching out the back of that right leg. It's okay if you can't get all the way down or go all the way to the floor. The goal here is just to feel that stretch and breathe into it. With an inhale, glide forward, back to stack with that right leg. Hands come inside. We're gonna pivot to the wide edge of your mat. Turn the toes in, the heels out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, tuck the chin, forward fold. I have my hands flat on the mat, but you could grab big toes. You could place hands on the hips, whatever feels best for you. The goal is simply to get the hips high and the crown of the head low. Tucking the chin will help you slide the crown of the head in between those legs, underneath the body. Next, inhale, we'll extend out halfway. Exhale, start to pivot around towards the front of your mat. And then from here, plant the hands, take that right foot, step it all the way up and back. Lengthen out one more time. And exhale, place that right foot down. We'll switch now, right foot down, inhale, swing the left leg high. On an exhale, draw the left knee forward between the elbows, thigh up to the chest, round between the shoulder blades. Inhale, drive that leg back up. And exhale, same thing, but this time come through, place the foot between the hands, find your runner's lunge, draw the shoulders down the back, sink that back hip, broaden through the chest. And then we're gonna next exhale, drop that back knee to the mat, option to untuck the toes. We're gonna inhale, pull the belly in, lift the chest off the thigh. Hands can come onto that front thigh. Often take your right hip, sink it towards the mat, coming in to that half lunge or low lunge. Keeping your belly pulled in and up will protect your low back, especially as you press the hips forward. And then exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, shift back, option tuck your back toes. Inhale, extend long through the left leg. Exhale when you fold, keeping that right hip stacked above the right knee. Beautiful. With an inhale, we'll come forward. Since we already took our wide leg fold, we're going to simply tuck the back toes, lift that back knee off the mat, slide that left leg all the way up and back, extend to the sky. And exhale, place that left foot down. Beautiful. From here, bend the knees, look to the thumbs, step or float, feet to hands. Exhale when you fold. Beautiful. Inhale, extend halfway. And this time, heel toe your feet open towards the edges of your mat. We're going to inhale, extend, lengthen long. You can bend the knees here if you need to. Peace fingers are going to wrap around your big toes, making a loop. And then we're going to inhale, stretch out nice and long. Knees bent if you need to. Exhale, tuck the chin. Ribs try to draw towards the thighs as we find a standing forward fold. Stretching the backs of both legs at the same time here. Your way down in there, elbows can point out to the sides. Using nice, long, deep breaths to stretch out those muscles. Next, inhale, extend halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat. Turn your heels in, your toes out. Sit your hips down between your legs, coming into that full squat. Option one, you can stay lifted a little bit. If those feet don't come flat on the floor, you could sit onto a block or some pillows. And if it works for you, you're welcome to take the hips all the way down between the legs, coming into that full squat, dipping the shoulders in front of those knees, and then pressing open. I take fists and interlace the knuckles, pressing here rather than prayer position because that's too much tension on the wrists. Then I really press here broad through my chest as I stretch into the hips and across the low back. Two options here. Option one, you can just sit down onto your bum from this position. We're all going to meet and seated in a second. Or you can take an arm balance. From here, hands plant. I like to hop my feet back just a little bit. And then lifting the hips, we're coming into crow pose. Knees come to the back of the arms, elbows bend. And from here, lifting one foot and then the other up off the mat, gaze out in front. And to come down, you can hop it back or step. One foot at a time. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, bend your knees, meet your friends in seated. We're all going to take those legs out in front. Option one, feet flat on the floor, arms extend long, and we just extend back a little bit here. Keeping the chest nice and broad, belly pulling in, holding here. Beautiful boat pose, you can stay right here. If you want to go further, keeping your chest lifted a little bit closer to the thighs, so rib-thigh connection if you can, lifting one foot and then the other up off the mat. You can stay tucked, cannonball shape. You can lift to a half boat, or you can extend up to your full boat. Trying to keep the ribs and the thighs as close as you can. We'll drop the feet back down to the mat if they aren't already. Arms around the shins, lift up, pull the chest through. Exhale, round it out. Inhale, come back to your neutral spine, draw the knees together. Scoot your hips towards your heels. Extend out the arms. Exhale, roll this all the way down. When you reach the mat, give your knees a big squeeze. Rolling here to massage your low back after that. Boat pose. And we'll start to take this all the way down. Soles of the feet come down to the mat again, knees bent up towards the sky. Fingers reach down long, they might touch the heels, they might not. Draw your shoulder blades down underneath the body, a little tuck of the chin. Inhale, roll the spine up off the floor, find your bridge pose. Pressing your hips up to the sky. Glutes, hamstrings engaged. Pressing into the feet. Imagining there's a block between your legs, squeeze it together. And then exhale, roll the hips down. Option one, stay just like that, going back into bridge pose, or option two, come with me and we'll add on. Inhale when you roll up. Beautiful. And from here, starting to stabilize through the hips, we're going to inhale, lift your right leg up, bend at the knee, place it down. Try to keep your hips nice and aligned without shifting too much side to side. Inhale, we'll lift that left and place it down. Going right and then left. A little bit of marching here. Nice and grounded connection to the floor. Take 3 more on each side. Last one on the right. Last one on the left. Both feet down, hips high. And exhale, roll that body down to the mat. Give that tailbone a little shake. Hug those knees back in. Beautiful. Taking your preferred inversion, I'm going to go gentle as it's luteal phase flow. Extending one leg and then the other up towards the sky. A simple candlestick posture or legs up the wall without the wall. You can point and flex the toes, circle the ankles. If headstand, forearm stand, shoulder stand, handstand, if they're in your practice and they feel appropriate for your luteal phase, the phase of the cycle today, you're more than welcome to venture into those. Otherwise, we're going to hang out right here. Give the legs a little shake, release some of that tension. Nice. You can option open up the legs long. Little sway through the hips. You might really bend one leg in, bend that other leg in, maybe bend both those legs in. Beautiful. When you're ready, feet back down to the mat. One last one to open up those inner thighs, soles of feet together or crossed at the ankles. Hands can come onto the belly or down onto the floor. Take your time if you're still in your inversion. There's absolutely no rush. And if you're in Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of feet together or ankles crossed, you can let the eyes close. Bringing your awareness back into your breath. Nice, long, slow, deep breath. If you feel tense or restricted in the chest or the shoulders, you might bend the elbows, open them up nice and wide. Going wide, arms like goalposts as you rest in this posture. And the beauty here is we just let gravity do the work, not needing to force this. Over time, stretching out. And you can close your practice right here, or as you'd like. The legs can start to lengthen out nice and long. Moving into Shavasana, your final resting pose of our practice. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. When you're ready, deepening your breath, inviting movement back to your body. Slowly as you'd like, perhaps finding your way back into a seated position. But you're always welcome to stay right where you are in Shavasana. As we close our practice, taking a moment to acknowledge where you're at in your cycle. What does this mean for your body, for what it needs, what it craves, what will allow it to feel good? Honoring yourself in this moment, and each one after. Choosing a life that aligns with your body, rather than forcing your body to fit into a life that doesn't honor it. Option to draw the hands together in front of the heart like a prayer. Anjali Mudra. So we close our practice, as I always do, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. It means peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for practicing. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and your luteal phase. See you soon. Thank you.